Hello, welcome back to another podcast episode of the Transfer Portal CFB presented by NoContextCFB. If you're watching this on YouTube, please remember to, consider giving us a subscription and then liking the video. That would really go a long way and really help us out as we continue to, grind out all this content and really put in a bunch of work. Our entire team has done a really good job all season, and we'll try our best to do even better as we hit the off season and then go full momentum into 2022 season. So if you could just consider getting us that like or a subscription on YouTube, that would really mean a lot and show a lot of appreciation for what we've done. And we're a few days away from Christmas, so happy holidays to everybody. There's Hanukkah and Kwanzaa too and all that fun stuff. So whatever you celebrate, happy holidays. And yeah, let's get into this episode. We've got Andrew with us today. What's up, dude? How are you doing?
Doing great. Bowl season's going pretty well. Got a few more games up this week, and I'm excited to talk about them and stuff that's happening in college football.
Yeah, I'm very excited as well to talk about the bowl season, aside from my picks, because those are awful. Lauren, how are you doing?
Not well in the past hour, knowing that A&M will have a bowl game. A little sad over that one, but overall, I'm well entertained. YouTube TV got stuff back together, so Hallmark Channel and ESPN just flipping back and forth.
Yeah, YouTube got ESPN back and everything.
Yeah.
Oh yes, on 500 they did. Yes, it was beautiful.
That's crazy though, because I remember everybody was complaining, and I really realized, wow, a lot of people do use YouTube TV, but it happened at like the end of a good bowl game. I forget which one, and everyone on the Twitter sphere was freaking out. But Lauren, as you alluded to, in the last hour, you've been struggling because of what has happened with this Gator Bowl news. If for those who don't know, for whatever reason, Texas A&M is not going to be playing in the Gator Bowl. Wake Forest now doesn't have an opponent. If you look at the ESPN app, it's Wake Forest versus TBD in the Gator Bowl. It's very 2020-ish. We don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. Lauren, what are your thoughts on this debacle?
Yeah, so I keep seeing people saying that A&M is scared of Wake Forest. I don't see that being part of the there's no reason why that would be the reason to cancel this game. I know Jimbo Fisher, undefeated in bowl games as a coach at Texas A&M, and I'm sure he was looking forward to playing a team that competed in the ACC championship. However, whenever you're looking at that, you have 13 available scholarship players of your entire defense, and watching A&M games, that defense is constantly rotating players out. They would not have a chance to breathe. They would have to completely flip the defensive scheme to even work for this game, and just 38 total players available on the entire team is ridiculous. You're hoping those guys get better, but it's very sad because I'm over here planning my meal for New Year's Eve and what I'm going to eat at 10 a.m. to watch this football game, and we're no longer participating in it. So not as fun and fantastic, but I think it really just shows the strange season of Texas A&M this year. What school loses to Arkansas, Mississippi State at home, and then beats Bama, and then beats Auburn, and then just the strangest things occurred to this team. And with transfers, bowl opt-outs, and all of that, we've had several season-ending injuries as well. It was gonna just come to this. We didn't have anyone left on the team to play at this point, and that really showed through, COVID through the defense here.
Yeah, I mean, anybody saying that A&M was scared to play Wake Forest too, the style in that matchup was going to be great. Wake's electric offense against A&M's dominant defense, and then seeing what A&M's below average to average offense could do against Wake's abysmal defense. A&M was finally going to have a chance to put up some dang points on the board. Their running backs were going to go crazy. So A&M wasn't scared. Andrew, what are your thoughts on this?
I mean, it's unfortunate. I mean, we never want to see a team not be able to compete. But I'm also thinking of it from the aspect of what is Wake Forest going to do? As long as they're fully healthy, they probably still want to compete in a bowl. Who's going to be a possible opponent? I've heard FCS teams, I've heard teams are going to end up in a second bowl. I've heard possibly moving teams. I don't really know if that's viable. One thing that I wish would have happened as like a insurance policy, if Florida would have gone 5-7, this would have been the perfect bowl to just slot them in. It's the Gator Bowl. Come on. But since that didn't happen, I've heard Cal also at 5-7.
Yeah, gross.
Like no one wants to watch Cal play football. If you watched Cal versus USC during championship week, I'm sorry, you have a problem.
So what?
I mean, hey, there's nothing wrong with having a problem. We're all sickos here, but I don't know. It's really, I mean, it's also unfortunate for A&M. Just hoping the players get better, everybody involved. But thinking of it from Wake Forest side, what are they going to do? What's the next step for them?
Yeah, I feel very bad for A&M, and their fans obviously don't deserve this. This takes a whole new meaning to bowl opt-outs. An entire team gets looked at like they opted out, which they obviously didn't. But yeah, it's just brutal and it's unfortunate. Like I said, it's very 2020-ish. I love some of the players on that Cal team. They're good supporters of NoContextCFB, but I do not want to watch that team play another game of football. I don't know. What team would you want to see play Wake in this game, Lauren?
I don't even know, honestly. I think I'm still shocked of it. Part of me knows just how weird college football is. They're going to end up moving some teams around and people are going to be upset just to get that like SEC team in there because that's the market of this game. It's just going to be strange. There's going to be nothing but chaos. That's basically where I'm in the stages of grief right now, and that's where I'm at right now.
Completely understandable. Andrew, what about you?
I mean, they've already played a bowl. 2 electric offenses. Let's get Bailey Zappi to 6,000 yards. Am I right?
Should have already got 6,000 yards in the.
He should have.
Boca Raton Bowl, but I mean, that would be really fun. If BYU had actually beat UAB, then maybe they would have been worthy of playing Wake in this game, but they threw that opportunity away. Their season really just comes down to bragging about being the Pac-12 champs when, dude, no, like, congrats on being Pac-12 teams, but if you had played in the full season of this chaos, you're not going undefeated against whatever. I don't know. Like, you did kind of speak about FCS. What about the potential of a Final Four FCS team, James Madison, going down and playing this Gator Bowl against Wake Forest? That's a team that, was hoping to play on January 8th in the national championship, but they run into the buzzsaw that is NDSU and fall to them in a really, really good game. What about them playing this game? They're going to the Sun Belt ASAP, so they're going to be in the FBS like right off, like very, very soon. This would be a cool test to see them play a very good Wake Forest team. I'm sure James Madison's offense is very, very good. Antoine Wells, incredible receiver. Those guys could put some points on the board against Wake. I think that'd be a really entertaining game. And FBS, FCS, and a bowl game would be pretty sick. Not gonna lie. I don't know what else to say for this. Like, we have to find Wake Forest an opponent. It's not fair if they don't get to play the game. Like, I remember a few years ago in the First Responders Bowl, Boise State, I don't remember who they were playing, but that game just got canceled off the bat because of rain. Like, we're not doing that stuff again where players don't get to play in their bowl game and have people talk about bowl games aren't that important. It's a lot of these players' final games in their career, and they want to experience that moment. It's a lot of players' final opportunities to show pro scouts that they're worthy of playing. It's a lot of players' final opportunities to play in front of their family. Like, Wake Forest deserves to play in this game. So I'll go with that. To kind of shift direction here, what about transfers? The transfer portal's been crazy. We just saw Jahmyr Gibbs go from Georgia Tech to Alabama, so that's going to be interesting. Bo Nix is on his way to Oregon. Bo Nix plus Pac-12 After Dark is going to be something crazy, eh? I don't like Laura. What's your favorite transfer that's happened?
I think it's a pretty obvious one. I love Spencer Rattler to South Carolina. I think it's a team that really struggled with quarterbacks last season, and having a quarterback like Spencer Rattler, someone who very controversial quarterback, but he's got talent and he wants to utilize that talent. And so I think Shane Beamer is really going to utilize him, make him work with that team and everything, because he can really be that missing piece in Columbia, and bringing Austin Stogner with him will really help. I mean, USC, look at their season and it was like, they're just like right there. And, they're literally pulled up like a grad assistant to be their quarterback. Like, that's how rough things were last season for USC. So it definitely, I mean, he's going to be in the SEC that his coach ran from. But look, Spencer Rattler is going to, try and make something happen there. I think it's a good fit. It should help him kind of project into the NFL, maybe 2 years there, maybe a year if this season goes really well. I think it's a good fit. I think he'll be able to really shine there and, be the person that he wanted to be, that struggled with in this past season at OU.
Yeah, there will be a completely different dynamic there with the fan base who's not screaming, "We want Caleb." Those Gamecock fans are going to they're going to want to die for Rattler. They're going into war with them every Saturday and going to back him. I think it's a great transfer and fit for him too. I think I was very surprised by the response to that transfer, that there was a lot of shock and why on earth would he do this? Him and Shane Beamer are super close. Shane was his lead recruiter when he was at OU and got Rattler to land at OU. I think that this transfer was very, very overlooked. This potential was very overlooked. And I think a lot of people did not do their work or research of figuring out that could be a dang good landing spot. So I do like that transfer fit. I like that pick. Andrew, what about you? What's your favorite transfer?
I'm going to go with a team that didn't have quarterback trouble at all this year. I'm going to go with Caden Slovis to Pitt. First reported by Jack Mack. Make sure you say that. This is just an amazing move for both sides. Caden Slovis is going to go from a USC situation to Pitt, where he has the Biletnikoff winner, Jordan Addison, and they just had a Heisman, who should have been runner-up, in Kenny Pickett. I love this move for both sides. I think Caden Slovis is going to have a good year at Pitt. He also has his NIL sponsor, I guess you would say, is based in Pittsburgh, American Eagle. I think his girlfriend plays for Pitt, one of the athletics. And I also really love this move for Pitt specifically as a program, because it shows how aggressive they're being with wanting to keep up this success. They don't want this to be a one-time thing. They want to keep up and stay in the SEC, ACC, and show that they're going to be a contender for the ACC championship. This isn't just a one-time thing for them.
I think it's a really good transfer as well. I think Slovis gets a lot of hate, and it's deserved at times, but I think there's a lot of talent that he possesses, and he could be a dang good quarterback. It's not like most SC quarterbacks where you're set up for success. The coaching staff there in his time was abysmal. There wasn't much help aside from, hey, he was throwing to Drake London, and now he's going to get to throw to Jordan Addison. So he's spoiled in that department. I think he's going to carve up defenses there. I think he's going to have a monster season, kind of, get back into that NFL QB convo. I think he's a dang good football player. I can't wait to watch him play at Pitt. For mine, I kind of went off the board. It's not really my favorite transfer, because that remains to be seen with where Jacob Cowan goes or something. Zach Evans. Obviously, I'm thrilled about Jameer going to Alabama, but I'm going with a different running back, going with Tyon Evans, the running back from Tennessee, who's going to Louisville. He originally went to Hutchinson Community College out of high school. Last year, he had 81 carries for 525 yards and 6 touchdowns with 6.5 yards per carry. I think Louisville is desperate for a legit RB1 that could, carry the workload. I think Tyon can do that. His combination of speed and size is very good. And he's got the home run playmaking ability that Louisville desperately needs to pair with Malik Cunningham at quarterback. So I'll go with Tyon Evans. I think we'll tear it up in 2022. Next up, we will talk about player. We'll do player focus first, and then we'll do our bowl game thing. But yeah, we'll start with player focus. Lauren, what player are you looking to watch? We're gonna do, was it Thursday to Monday's games?
I believe this fits in that. Right? Yeah. Emory Jones at Florida. Maybe not the most talented little situation here, right? This fits in this time frame, right? My brain, I don't know what day of the week it is now.
I think this game's on Thursday, right? I think so.
I have no idea. Okay,
what day is today?
Today is Wednesday.
I don't know.
That's how I am right now too. I'm so sorry. This is not in that time frame. Emory Jones at Florida, basically. He's in the transfer portal, but he's still going to play. I really think the most interesting part of this is just like him trying to project himself more into the portal, be a higher ranked quarterback than some of the other guys because they had an awful season at Florida. And I really think this one, I mean, I don't think it'll lead to him staying at Florida if they win and he plays well, but it'll definitely like change the conversation of him from being, he didn't do well at Florida last year. Let's move on. But yes, the Gasparilla Bowl.
I think it's a very good decision from it. It's bizarre to transfer and then still play in the bowl game and everything, but I think it's a good decision from him because that UCF defense is, I mean, we could all like have fun and say what it is in a word. It's garbage. It's pretty dang bad. So maybe Emory carves that defense up. It could build his transfer portal stock. I don't know. Yeah, what about you, Andrew? Who are you looking forward to watching this week?
Well, first off, I'm just glad Lauren and I don't have the same one this time. This time, I'm going to go with Tucker Gregg, the running back from Georgia State. They kind of split carries with him, and I'm sorry, I'm going to butcher his name, Jamest Williams. I apologize deeply. But Georgia State averages over 220 yards rushing. They're going to need to run the ball effectively to beat Ball State. Tucker Gregg is probably going to get a few more carries if I had to guess than Williams. So look for him to, maybe get 16, 17 carries. He's been averaging about 5 yards per carry. So maybe he hits like the 100-yard mark, gets a tutty or two. So look for him to have a good game against Ball State.
Yeah, I think he's a pretty fun player to watch. And I feel bad for all those players that have to play on Christmas. That kind of stinks. Yeah, that Andrew and I kind of talked about that last night. That stinks. Leave that for the NBA and then if the NFL wants to have. But all right, I'll go with my player for this week who plays on Christmas Eve. It's Corey Bethley, the defensive back at Hawaii, who of course is playing in the Hawaii Bowl, a tradition as old as time. Corey had 100 total tackles this year. He had 5 interceptions, a pick 6, forced 3 fumbles, had 8 tackles for losses. Like, he does everything for this defense. His instincts are off the charts. This could be his last game at Hawaii. Maybe he'll end up staying. I'm not sure. I know he's a 4th-year junior, so we'll see how that plays out. But he's a very good player that has sparked this defense time and time again. He was influential in their upset win over Fresno State this season. So if they're going to take down Memphis, I know they're kind of like they're a touchdown underdog. He's going to need to make some big time plays. So I'd watch out for Corey Bethley. And now, all right, I'll start with you, Andrew. We're each creating our own bowl game. So let's start with you, Andrew. What do you have for us? What is the bowl game that you've created in your laboratory?
All right. Well, the laboratory blew up, so I had to go over to the lair to create this. So for anyone from Minnesota, you know about Caribou Coffee. Caribou Coffee, superior coffee than the other brand that is more popular. And I also love alliterations. So this is the Caribou Coffee Classic. 3 C's, gotta love it. Stadium, one thing that a bowl game needs to do is have an open air stadium in the Midwest in the winter. I want to see a bowl game in the snow. So we're playing this at Huntington Bank Stadium. Not only is it on a great campus, but there's also a lot of hotels, so it's good for accommodations. And the one big stipulation is there's no date for this game. This game Both teams are just on standby, and as soon as a blizzard starts, they go out there and play.
What are you doing?
Yes. Yes. So the tie-in for this is the Big West champion, if they're not in a New Year's Six, versus the American.
The Big West.
Yeah. I mean, do you want to see Ohio State play? No, you want to see Wisconsin. No. You want to see Minnesota play.
Oh, dude, you said the Big West,
Yes.
not the Big Ten West. So my mind went to the Big West College Basketball Conference.
No, the Big Ten West.
Okay.
You're going to see Minnesota versus Houston.
Oh my gosh, this poor Houston boys in the snow would cry.
Yeah, so the Caribou Coffee Classic Blizzard Bowl. That's what you cooked up.
I mean, with it being in Minnesota, if it was the Blizzard Bowl, it would also make sense if it was Dairy Queen sponsoring.
That's actually, that probably would have been better. I don't know how many people can relate to Caribou Coffee.
Yeah. Okay. New plans. This is the Dairy Queen Blizzard Bowl. All right. You have to play in the snow. There's a rule about it. It's in the contract you signed.
And if it doesn't end up snowing by January 18th, we'll get fake snow coming in and throw that all over the field. I mean, I have no clue what in the world he just cooked up. I don't know. I was trying to think of a bowl game that could happen, like Minnesota, South Dakota, or North Dakota, because I think it would be fun to have a bowl game in snow. You went to the next level with that. There's no date for your game. I don't know. Lauren, what did you cook up?
Okay, so I also went with a local idea here. Basically, this stemmed from whenever they said we're gonna have the Frisco Classic. I go with a Texas Bowl, but it's not the Texas Bowl. All right, so it is in College Station, very obscure Texas, but it's in College Station because Kyle Field is the largest stadium in Texas. It's going to be called the Big Bowl, and it's going to be brought to you by HEB, and it's because HEB is like the greatest grocery store and everything. So it's very Texas. However, the caveat here is that it's Big 12 versus Big 10, so there's likely not a Texas team in it. That is the funny part. So the entire theme is everything is bigger in Texas. Ta-da.
I mean, Kyle Field, I'm sure, because that'd be a great atmosphere for a bowl game, though. That'd be great.
We let other schools in for once. Like maybe we would switch up what sides. We have them sit like we do, where the away team sit, the home team's people are behind the away team. It'd be fun and crazy.
I think it'd be really fun. There's obviously, they could figure out new traditions to make too for the Big Bowl. I think that would be pretty fun. So right now, Andrew has created the Caribou Coffee Classic Blizzard Bowl, but also the Dairy Queen Blizzard Bowl, dependent on which sponsors he gets. And then the Big Bowl presented by HEB.
Yes.
Okay. I'm not a Texas person. I thought I was going to get the grocery store name wrong.
Perfect.
We all went in like three completely opposite directions. I went with a bowl because I was trying to think of one I was trying to even think of one in Canada, but then I was like, they're not going to get any fans over to Toronto for a December bowl game. Yeah.
Trying to get 80-year-old boys passports.
That's also another thought I had. Getting them all passports and stuff would be tough. But they do it for the Bahamas Bowl, but whatever. I went with the Phil Knight Portland Bowl in Portland, Oregon at Providence Park, which seats 25,000. Montana State and Oregon State are playing in this stadium next season in a game, which should be very fun. But I mean, this is a soccer stadium. This is where the Portland Timbers play. I don't know. Phil Knight has obviously done really cool things with college basketball and PK 80 and the PK Invitational. So seeing him get implemented into the football side of things, I think would be really interesting. He obviously has a lot of money and could fund this for me and for us. So Phil, let's do this, man. Let's get a bowl game in Portland. I think the Pacific Northwest needs a bowl game. I think the West Coast needs more bowl games right now. I mean, it's really Las Vegas, San Diego. LA now. There's New Mexico. Are we going to count that? Idaho, Northern California. Like, let's get one in Portland. I think the experience for players and fans would be really cool too, because this is like 10 minutes away from the Nike headquarters in Beaverton. So just think of these players that would have the opportunity to go to Nike HQ and they'd be in heaven. They would be in heaven. Like the stuff they have there, the Nike store and everything they have there is nuts. The experience there to go and see their facilities will be great for these players. And my tie-in here for conferences is we're taking a Pac-12 Nike school and we're going with the Alliance, ACC Big Ten Nike school, one of those two conferences. So keeping the Alliance alive with this. And yeah, I mean, you have to be a Nike school because you're going Nike HQ, Phil Knight, Nike guy, everything. So the Phil Knight Portland Bowl, the HEB Big Bowl, and the Dairy Queen Blizzard Bowl or Caribou Coffee Classic Bowl. That's what we've created. Let us know in the comments or tweet us what you are creating for your bowl game. I'm very interested. I'm sure you guys are to hear other creations as we've kind of gone into the lab or the lair as Andrew did and came up with some stuff. So yeah, just let us know what you've got, and now we'll pick our bowl games for Thursday to Monday. We'll pick these games. We'll start with you, Lauren. The Frisco Football Classic. Who do you have in the North Texas, Miami, Ohio game?
So I really like this matchup. I went ahead and chose North Texas. They're not having to travel. These kids are like, some of them probably live closer to Frisco than they do to campus at UNT. So I think it's very well matched up teams, and I'm going UNT for this one.
Andrew, what about you?
I'm going to have to agree. I'm taking North Texas. They average 246 yards per game on the ground. I like them in a close one.
I'll take Miami, Ohio because I'll be wrong, but I'll take Miami, Ohio 30-20. I really like Sterling Weatherford on the defensive side of things. And hey, maybe they win. I finally get a game right. That would be sick. The Gasparilla Bowl. Andrew, who do you have in the UCF Florida game?
I think Emory Jones is going to have a really good game. Florida just has more talent than UCF, especially on defense. I'm going to take the Gators.
Lauren, you're focusing in on Emory in this game and his bizarre situation. Do you have the Gators winning the Gasparilla Bowl?
Yes, I do. I think it'll be a strange little one in Florida, but there we go.
So three of us going with Florida. I agree with Andrew. I think Florida's gonna dominate this game. I'm going with 37-21. I don't know. I think trendy pick here is going to be UCF, but they are not as good as they've been in recent years. Obviously, Dylan Gabriel's hurt like the whole season. It hasn't been fun there. It really has not been. It has not been UC fast either. Whatever. Memphis, Hawaii, and the Hawaii Bowl. Lauren, who do you have in the Christmas Eve game?
I'm taking Memphis. I really like their quarterback, Seth, and again, I think he's talented. I think that'll help them to generate success next season as well. Also, shout out Denton High School because of that one.
Andrew, who do you have in the Hawaii Bowl?
I almost wanted to take Hawaii because they're playing on Christmas Eve in their home state, might give them an advantage. I just think Memphis is going to overpower them, and Hawaii's going to get out coached. I'm going to take Memphis by 10.
Well, if you like points, you'll like my prediction because I'm giving you points for Christmas Eve for your Christmas Eve present. Hawaii 44-37. Look, I've seen some suspect stuff from the Stripes down there in the Hawaii Bowl, giving Hawaii the benefit of the doubt over the years. A few years ago when they played BYU, let's just say those refs were on Hawaii's side. I know that could happen here, so I'll go with Hawaii. I don't know, man. My picks are so bad in bowl season. Camellia Bowl, Georgia State, Ball State. Everybody's tuning into this one on Christmas. Game of the year. Andrew, who do you have?
I talked about it earlier. Georgia State's run game. I like them over Ball State's run defense. We're actually kind of good by max standards, but I am going to take the Sun Belt team, Georgia State.
Lauren, who are you rocking with in Game of the Millennium?
I'm rocking with Ball State. I think just for the wildness of this game as a whole. It's on Christmas. It's all of these things. You going with the underdog team here.
Yeah, I feel like one of these teams isn't going to show up, and I'm kind of reconsidering my score prediction of 33-30. I'll take Ball State like 31-20. I mean, it's not going to happen, but one of these days I'll get a score prediction right. One of these days.
You were like 1 or 2 points off on one, right?
I've been so close on so many, and the one I did get right, I forgot to say in the podcast. I got Iowa State right, and I forgot to say the score. Embarrassing. Whatever. Western Michigan, Nevada, in the Quick Lane Bowl. Nevada's missing everybody. Pretty much everybody. Lauren, who do you have in the Quick Lane Bowl?
Western Michigan, because of the reason everyone's missing.
Andrew, what about you?
Gonna have to agree. No Carson Strong, no Cole Turner. I believe they're without Romeo Doubs as well.
Let's just say this. Evidence Njoku is their top receiver for this game, brother of David.
Okay, so yeah, take Western Michigan.
Yeah, we'll see what Evidence could do. He was at Miami. He was at the U, and then he was at the U in LA, UCLA. And now he's at Nevada. I don't know. I'm taking Western Michigan 31-24. I still think it's going to be close because WMU is missing stuff too. Like Jalen Hall's not playing in this game. They have other people missing. On the Vaz side, it's like upwards of 20 significant like impact players that they're going to miss. Nate Cox is going to play quarterback, who's super fun, 6'9" quarterback who I've tweeted about his stuff. Like his story's kind of nuts. All the crazy stuff he could do, kick, punt with different feet. I don't know. It's weird. I just hope he gives us good content in this game. I don't know, dude. Like they're missing so much talent. Oh man, it stinks. This game would have been so fun to watch if they were at half full strength. But Jay Norvell has taken like everybody. He's taken Melquan's Doval and like I don't know. I think, dude, Lockhart went to San Jose State. Whatever. Let's stop talking about this. They've lost a lot of stuff. My bad for rambling. Boston College, East Carolina, in the Military Bowl. Last game we're picking. We'll start with you, Andrew. Who do you have in this game?
I honestly just like ECU's offensive production more than BC. Even though they got Djokovic back late in the season, their offense still didn't look amazing. I'm going to take East Carolina here.
Lauren?
I'm taking Boston College. I think they underperformed a lot of expectations, so it's their chance to really show that they could come up to those expectations in this bowl game.
I also went with BC. I'll go 38-27. They did underperform in due part to Yurkovich missing a large chunk of the season. Doug and I really thought that this could have been a New Year's 6 team, and they definitely could have, but the ball didn't fall their way. I think the thing to look for here, and kind of what Andrew talked about, their offense hasn't been the same since Yerk returned, and that's because these fools are pounding the rock. They need to let Yurkovich just chuck it and show off the NFL arm that he has. They're running the ball 96 times a game for 2.3 yards per carry. Let's stop that. Let him throw the ball. Let Phil cook. And let's have some fun watching the Boston College offense for the first time since like September, the first week of September. So that'll do it for us today. My bad for rambling so much, but good episode, I would say. And again, happy holidays. Any closing words from Andrew or Lauren?
No.
Enjoy college football while we got it.
Okay, so from Lauren, it's no, and from Andrew, it's enjoy college football while we've got it. That just seems a bit too dark.
College football is about to end, but do you know what's right around the corner, Liam?
What?
NFL draft season.
Oh, very true. Yeah, we do be covering the NFL draft over here. All right. I don't know. Just make sure to like and subscribe, please. Show appreciation for us. Would really appreciate it, of course. And we'll see you on the next one on Tuesday? Yeah, Tuesday. Okay, goodbye. Thank you again for watching.